You are a legendary cosmonaut, and you are walking toward the launch pad with a sickening, heavy knot of pure dread in your stomach. It is the dead of night. You are about to climb into a brand new spacecraft, but you already know it is a flying coffin. Your engineers found over 200 critical defects during testing. The heat shield is faulty, the attitude controls are unstable, the parachute system is completely flawed. But the politicians need a propaganda victory today, and they have forced you to fly. You know if you refuse, your best friend the backup pilot will be forced to take your place and die instead. So, you strap yourself into the cramped, claustrophobic spherical descent module. The nightmare begins the second you reach orbit. One of your solar panels violently jams and fails to deploy. Half your power is instantly gone. Without the panel, the ship cannot orient itself toward the sun. The batteries begin to rapidly drain, casting the tiny, freezing cabin into dim, flickering emergency lighting. The automatic navigation sensors completely fail. Your ship begins to tumble end over end through the blackness of space. You are violently thrown against your harness with every erratic rotation, fighting extreme nausea while you desperately fire manual thrusters to stop the dizzying spin. For 18 agonizing orbits, you fight a losing battle against a machine that wants to kill you. Mission Control orders an emergency re-entry. You manually orient the crippled ship, firing your braking engines blindly. You plunge into the atmosphere, the heat shield screaming against the friction of re-entry. By some miracle, the cabin holds together. At 23,000 feet, the sky begins to clear. The violent shaking stops. You are falling at subsonic speed. It is time to deploy the main parachute. You hit the deployment switch, bracing for the heavy, sudden jerk of the massive canvas canopy catching the air. You hear a hollow thud from the roof of the capsule, but there is no jerk. The main parachute is wedged perfectly tight inside its defective container. It refuses to deploy. You are plummeting like a stone, heart hammering against your ribs. You violently punch the manual override for the backup chute. It fires out of the capsule, but without the main canopy to guide it, the lines instantly wrap and tangle around the useless drogue chute, creating a twisted, useless knot of fabric trailing behind you. You look at the altimeter spinning wildly downward. You have exactly 60 seconds left to live, and there is absolutely nothing you can do to stop it. You key the radio, screaming curses at the politicians and the engineers who put you in this defective tomb, your voice echoing in the headsets of Mission Control right up until the second your capsule strikes the Earth at 250 miles per hour, instantly flattening the spherical metal room into a disk barely a meter high. Level 5. The Void. This is the ultimate dread of deep space. You have just completed a historic, triumphant 22-day mission aboard the world's first space station. You are a pioneer. You seal the heavy metal hatch of your descent module, strap into your seat alongside your two crewmates, and prepare for the easy ride home. You hit the switch to fire the explosive bolts, cleanly severing your tiny spherical return capsule from the orbital module. The bolts detonate with a heavy, concussive crack that echoes through the hull. It is a completely standard procedure, but the violent mechanical shock of the explosion just knocked a piece of debris loose inside the hull. That debris slams perfectly into a single, fragile pressure equalization valve, a valve designed to let fresh air in only after you have safely landed. But you haven't landed. You are at 550,000 feet. You are in the absolute, unforgiving vacuum of deep space. The damaged valve violently rips open. There is no explosion, there is no fire, there is only a terrifying, high-pitched hiss echoing through the tiny cabin. But the hiss only lasts for a few seconds before it fades into absolute dead silence. The air is leaving the ship. Without air, there is no medium for sound to travel through. You look at your crewmates in the dead silence. Panic instantly floods your brain. You have exactly 112 seconds before the cabin reaches absolute zero pressure. You instinctively reach for your harness to find the leak, but your body is already failing. Within 15 seconds, the extreme pressure difference violently sucks the remaining oxygen straight out of your lungs. You open your mouth to scream, but absolutely nothing comes out. It is a silent, suffocating nightmare. The moisture on your eyes and tongue begins to instantly boil into vapor as the pressure drops, while the ambient temperature in the cabin plummets toward freezing. Your vision tunnels into a tight, dark circle. Your arms become too heavy to lift. Hypoxia shuts down your brain, freezing you motionless in your seat, your face turning a pale, oxygen-starved blue. A minute later, you are gone. The ship, however, is perfectly fine. The automatic systems engage flawlessly. The heat shield works. The parachutes deploy perfectly. The braking rockets fire softly just above the ground. The capsule makes a gentle, textbook landing on the sunny steppes of Kazakhstan. The recovery helicopters land, and the ground crews rush to the hatch, smiling, ready to welcome home three national heroes who just broke the spaceflight endurance record. They twist the heavy metal lock and pull the hatch open, completely unaware that they are opening the door to a perfectly preserved, silent